Good morning, everyone. There we go. Filters in place. We're good. Back on the Dendrobium today. Back on the Dendrobium. Let's see where we left off. It's been a short bit. Got that. Got these pieces put together. Yeah. Glue will be necessary at some point. Got that, got that. Got the schnozzles on. All right. I think I know where we are. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, happy Sunday to everybody. Hope you guys had a lovely Saturday. Let's see if I can pull this in just a wee bit more. A little better. Okay. Not sure this is going to be a long session today. Got my daughter's birthday to take care of. Get some stuff done for that. Yeah. Turn the page. This thing is massive. I know that's a stupid thing to say because we already know that that's the case, but I'll get the base of the Dendrobium up here in a little bit too. It looks like we're going to start assembling some stuff into the bottom of it. All right, so let's see. C2. Sorry guys, give me a second. This has, yeah, C2. So we're not going to pull my God hands on this thing. Good morning. How you doing, George? I'm doing well, Joe. I'm doing well. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. Let me get my cheap nippers out here, because I'm not going to destroy a good set of nippers on this thing. But I am doing well. Yeah, I'll fill you guys in on yesterday in a little bit. It was a long day. And it's funny when you basically are sitting for the majority of the day, not doing a lot of stuff, how exhausting it can still be. There we go. It's Sunday and I'm finally back to normal, so okay, that's good. Yeah, feeling better, Joe? Glad to hear it. Another partial runner gone. Let's take out the whatever nubs we have left, and we're going to grind this thing down. There we go. Let's break out some of my file. Make a whole other kit with all those. Oh, yeah, you could. Could melt them down and do something with them. I'm just trying to see if I do this, if I'm going to destroy anything, but I don't think I am. That's an interesting way of doing a seam line. Well, yesterday was a very, it was a long day. It was a good day. We had a dance competition all day for my younger daughter. She was competing, and she and her team did very, very well. So she had overall they had the highest. She had the highest jazz performance over the weekend, which is great. Excuse me a second. So this competition has a sort of a breakdown by the type of dance. So if you did contemporary, modern, hip hop, whatever, and you know, you were the highest ranked, whatever that dance was. It could be a group dance, it could be an individual dance, but she had the highest rated jazz performance of the weekend, which is great. So I'm really proud of her for that. The team did overall very, very well yesterday in their performances. One of the one of the juniors on the team also did extremely well. And honestly, having said all that, even that doesn't mean a whole lot. What was really cool was just, again, watching her on stage. There are a couple of my daughter, and I say this as I don't know, I'm a dad. I'm her dad specifically. Everybody thinks their kid is great. I get it, and you should be proud of your kid and what their accomplishments are, right? Always, always, always. But I'm extremely, every time she gets on stage, you know, is she always like the best dancer on there? Some days yes, some days no. But the one thing I will say about her whenever I watch her, she is absolutely the most emotive dancer I've ever seen. Like, she can convey mood and personality like nobody's business. And it's always been her strength. From when she first started competing, like when she was a teeny little kid, to today. They threw glass on the stage when they left, hot sauce on the other teams in the work, gave another team performance and anthem drugs. So disqualification. Pooh, she did it. Honestly, good for her. Yeah, no, and I'm not gonna lie. I remember when we were watching the solos on Friday, it's like, ooh, she's gonna have some tough competition, and she did. She came in 5th. I didn't see all of the other dancers who did better, but I saw some of them, and it's like, yep, I can see where, you know, other girls are gonna do better. Other competitors are gonna do better. You know, I'm not blind. I mean, the thing about it is, I'm not blind to competitions. You know, it's funny. It's even being like a judge for scale modeling. You know, I'm I'm not blind to when somebody does something that's much better than me or my friends or whatever. It's like, hey, good work is good work. End the conversation. But the one thing that she always has, I think more so than anybody else, is just that she's got stage presence. They have a dance that they're supposed to literally be looking like they're crying. And it's like, it was so palpable at one point that my question was, did she hurt herself? Oh, was she like in physical pain? Couldn't tell, but it was pretty realistic. So does she want the hot sauce? Nah. She brings her own heat. Anyway, so but it was a long day. She competed yesterday in four dances. We were there from, I don't know, 3. What time did we leave? We got there. Place opened up 11. I think we got there around 10:30, and we were there till 9 o'clock last night. Then we went out to dinner, like a pre-birthday dinner for her, and it is her birthday today. My baby is no longer a baby. She is now 18. She is now 18. Both my daughters are now legal adults. Glad it happened. Glad it's over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, enjoy the competition. Glad it's over. It is also kind of a sad time. Happy birthday, little miss. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate that. I'll certainly pass your well wishes on. I'm going to be calling it a little early today because we're going to get ready for some breakfast in bed for her too. It's a tradition for us to do that kind of thing. Anyway, so that was a long day yesterday. Beautiful day. Looking forward to spending it with my daughter today. Trying to stay mentally prepared for work tomorrow. That's what we got. What you got going on, Joe? How was your Saturday? All right. So we got. I actually hit the sanding. I really hate these sanding sponges, but I'm at this point I'm just using them up until they're done, and then I'm gonna trash them. I'll never buy D-Space sanding sponges again. They make some good tools. These are not one of them. Same with my daughter. We wake her up at 1 in the morning for her birthday because that is when she was born. Oh wow, dude, that I couldn't do that if I even wanted to. My daughter would look at me, stare me down, and just say, "Get out." But that's cool, Joe. E6 and E3. Nope, definitely not that one. Doesn't that make it better? Doesn't what make it better? Waking them up at an obscene time? Nah, not so much. Not so much. I'm going the wrong way. It could be. There we go. We'll do one of these at a time. That has been a pain. Finally got better just in time to handle chores. Yeah. That sucks, Joe. I'm glad you're feeling better, but it sucks when it's kind of like, yeah, you're coming to the end of that. Splash Pinky Pony Club and kick the door open. I maybe it's just me. I think I know my daughter well. I don't think that's going to go over very well. I think it might start some late night cursing. What's going on, Ray? So, Ray, you were in Bolton yesterday. We were in Lexington yesterday. All day. All day. My family would call that speaking in cursive. That's a good one, Joe. Yeah. All right, which one did I say? This is E3. Snap. This part will never come back out again, which is totally fine. Just got to glue it in place at some point. I was also in Grafton. I was a busy boy. Sounds like. It sounds like. My wife and I were chatting last night about how just when you're sitting around, just either watching the competition. We didn't watch just our daughter. We watched quite a few other dances, not all, but quite a few. And when you're doing all that and just sitting around all day, it is exhausting. And she's right. I'm feeling tired today. Fortunately, it was kind of a crappy day out, so didn't get a chance to, normally I would have just taken a stroll around the park or something. Stroll around. We were at a Lexington vocational high school. It's a pretty cool building. But it was just, like I said, just a long day. Yeah, there will come a time when there'll be gap filling and shit like that going on with this. Excuse me. So, Ray, you had a good time in Bolton and Grafton? Some crap and weird weather over here. Low of 35, high of 70. Yeah, the weather has been a little crazy, hasn't it? Anyway, we're about to start assembling all of this stuff onto the main base in just a little bit. Yeah, actually, here we go. Ugh. Set this bad Larry down. All right, what goes on first? God almighty. not just plastic, it's also got like, it's got metal. Put it back on the base. Try to get this part pushed down a little bit. Eesh. Eesh. I'm supposed to screw some stuff in. Bag number 4. Looks like it's 2 per side. Yeah, looks like it's 2 per side. Just a second, guys. Sorry. Do you feel it wears the most? Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I mean, maybe this thing does take off after you're done. Maybe there's like a fuel reservoir in here somewhere. But it's... I might actually turn it a little bit that way just so I guess we get a little bit more visibility of it. I mean, it is no doubt, it is a beast. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with 3. All right. I guess some of these holes are supposed to somehow line up, which they don't seem to have yet. Because you ain't screwing anything in unless there's a hole to screw it into. Pop that off. Yeah, this thing is obscenely massive, without a doubt. All right, see where the holes are. So now let's slide it in so we actually... What the fuck? Hold on a second, guys. So it's saying I'm supposed to put them into... Okay, hold it. This don't make a lot of sense. Man, you use the kitchen table. I think you're right. So that plate... That's correct. That's correct. That piece seems to be slid all the way down. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. Oh, it's not. That's why. So this piece here hasn't slid enough down because the holes that align... So you're supposed to screw the piece that I just dropped in there into these holes. However, it was up way too high. Let's move the base. This thing needs to come in and recess a lot more. Taking the plate off. In fact, this probably has to come down significantly too. And this looks like it might be upside down. No, that's right side up. Okay, there we go. That slid down significantly. Still not attached. If this thing ever comes apart again, it will be a miracle of God. Do-do-do. God damn. When all else fails, file. Let's go in and start filing some of this shit. See if this kind of helps clean it up a little bit. They should sell mechanical jumpsuits for Bandai builders like the factory has. Then we're in those UC jackets. No. It's a Gundam. Yeah, it's a Gundam. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Actually, I'm sort of surprised that they've never offered those for sale. Maybe they have. Maybe if you go to one of the factory stores, you can buy it that way. I do like, it's kind of crazy, but in its own cartoonish kind of way. I like that idea of being able to, you wear an outfit, a uniform. Like I said, it's kind of childish, but at the same time, it's kind of groovy. There it goes. All right. We are dropped in. That has some $3,500 luggage. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I, for some reason, just passed on that. Anyway. Now let's get all this stuff put together again. They have a different mindset when it comes to jobs in Japan. Yeah. That is quite true. We are almost there. Those holes are almost lined up now, which is good. I'll drop this part on top. Let's see if we can slide this thing down just a little bit more. Very close. Still a little off. Getting closer. not so much. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I could cheat it a little bit. Yeah, we'll cheat it. All right, let me. We're going to be getting very close to opening up the second box. Very close. Anyway. So just added this whole back section, literally. You know, it's interesting. This, as large as this kit is, it actually kind of makes sense. It's not a non-fiddly kit. It is pretty fiddly. You're probably concerned about the quality being so cheap and all. Yeah, exactly. I do wish I had. Oh, this is actually magnetized. Well, that's good. Somewhat magnetized. They have more pride in what and who they work for. Oh, that's a good question. I'm not 100% certain of that, Joe. Maybe within the Bandai circle, but I think it's, you know, there are days when I'm sure it's good work, and there are days when I'm sure it's shit work. Read some or heard some very interesting things about Japan, especially when you're watching or doing the Gundam podcast, because there's been quite a bit of like the labor movement and women's movements there, and what that means for corporations there. So shaving one of my cats, only got so far, so only one side of his back legs got finished. I've been calling him the half-butt prince. Ray, I feel like I've got to ask, why are you shaving your cat? Excuse me a second, my friends. He's a long hair. Doesn't like being brushed, so he gets mats on his belly and crotchular regions. Crotchular. Poor guy. It's crotchular regions. I think that went in. It felt like it went in. Yeah, we're good. One's in. Oof. There it goes. Sorry, guys. Got to get this thing sneaked over a little bit. So this will be a very interesting model to see how far into the final finish work you get. There's like a lot of details. Real quickly, looking at like things like, you know, vented areas there. You get all the support mechanisms and structures here. Suspension equipment. I'm assuming all this stuff still pivots. All that stuff still slides. Interesting. Why does that look like it came apart? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Anyway, the engineering on it is really cool. But it is going to be a bear and a half to get this thing all done. But I've seen it done a couple of years ago at the Animex show. Somebody did a fabulous job and even did use some, I think they used photo etch parts on this thing, which I may end up, when the time comes, picking up for it. Maybe get some Loctite in here at some point. Means I never got the kit. I'd take 2 years doing the fiddly bits and detail painting. Yeah. I wanted to see what this thing was like, you know. The funny not haha. I'm not really a big fan of big kits. You know, I'm finding that I prefer the smaller scales. You know, obviously HGs primarily and real grades, more so than master grades. And when it comes to things like armor and planes, I also prefer 1/72nd scale rather than 1/30, certainly than 1/35th armor or 1/36 planes. A second here. So I do like 1/48 scale, I will say that. So on an RE100 Gushion and an MGDO. They just released the MGDO, didn't they? Probably sold out pretty quickly. The bigger the better. Nah, that's just a common male belief, Charles. I don't think there's any truth to that. It ain't the size of it, it's what you can do with it. Notice those again? Was it only P Bandai? I don't recall if it was P Bandai only, but I know that they did release the Master Grade VO. Because, what's his name, picked one up. Mike Wine, Gundamonium Works, picked one up recently. The fuck is that? This is the Dendrobium. And Charles, we are basically working on all this lower stuff right now. I haven't even gotten to these guys yet. Never mind the missile carriers. And that's what we got. Yeah. This thing is pretty massive. And this is high grade. All right, so we got those bits on. Let's do this, whatever this thing is. We're now starting to slap some stuff on the side of this thing. Looks like pre-orders and most are around 150. Never mind. Yeah, I remember. I think Mike was saying that it was like over $100, which, yeah, if it's your cup of tea, have at it. Not so much. Something tells me also with all this tariffing shit that's going on, it ain't going to be a fun time to buy plastic models. Unless it's Zvezda. You can buy Zvezda pretty cheap, I think, now. All right, let's find the A runner. That's the G runner. What the fuck is the A runner? God, I hope I'm not digging into the other box now. I don't think I'm ready for it. WA. Maybe I am. E. Huh, maybe I'm getting into the other box. I'll spend up to $80 or I'll have to go to work and score for extra funds. Exactly. Well, Bandai shouldn't go up. It shouldn't? Why not? Sounds good, Charles. We'll be here. The flying lunchbox of death. Hey, good day. What's going on, man? Bandai figured out a way around it by buying a company in Washington. That's why years ago they bought up his first term. Bought up in his first term. Interesting. I think we're seeing tariff increases, Joe, because I think a lot of this stuff is still being manufactured in Japan. I'm not sure is anything being, if you're talking about Bandai, is Bandai actually producing in Washington? I don't remember seeing anything labeled as made in the USA yet. Okay, let's see if I can find the A runner. It may be that I'm breaking out the next box. I didn't think I got that far into it so far, but maybe I did. Yeah. G. I. God. N2. The Fonz runner. Yeah. Hey. The hell is this? Look at the size of these things. God damn kilogram. P. Maybe it's in the other box. Might have to break it out. Q. Q. It might be. More schnoozles. V and V. Yeah. Might be in the other box. Currently at the hospital. Broke my... Oh! I was trying to replace a gutter. Holy crappy. Are you okay? Oh. E. First of all, are you okay? And secondly, May I ask where you broke your arm? I'm hoping it's a pretty clean break as opposed to anything else. Damn, this sucks. Hopefully it's your non-dominant arm. Yeah, good point, Ray. Not production, but I think it was shipping or something to that effect. But that was the term. Shit, we will see how it reads. That's how it is. Tariff. Again, if it's produced, it doesn't matter if it's produced elsewhere. Joe, that's the problem. Japan's right now being tariffed. It was on the side of the house near the gutter. Well, Ray, thank you for that clarification. I mean, I don't know what I would do without you, man. By the way, I'm going to be moving over this way and getting that other box. So, which is in the process of cleaning up, but there's box number 2. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Ugh. Whew. That was a fun ride, wasn't it? Let's get this place back on here. Oh, yeah, right on top. A-runner. I guess we're starting to break out the A-runners. Second box. I got no fucking room for this thing. I got no effing room. Give me a moment here. I'm going to make some room. I hope that stuff doesn't take a tumble. I'm still in the middle of putting this space to re-together again. A little fracture at the forearm area, doing fine. That's good. E, are you solo or are you with somebody? Okay. Not the first time I broke an arm. Yeah, wow. You're welcome. The 10 o'clock show is completely different from the 7 o'clock show. Remember to tip your waiters and try the veal. Right. That's my hand behind it, by the way. So now we see how big this runner is. Sounds good, Charles. We're here too. I'm breaking open. Oh, by the way, I'm breaking open the second box of runners because the first box wasn't big enough. All right. What do we say? A3? A3. Yep. Solo. Oh, man. Looks like my tummy. Yeah, it could very. Yeah. Well, E, I hope you get through it all quickly and relatively painlessly. Hey, Austin. Good morning. A3 and A1. I think we can use my God hands on. In fact, what's interesting is once I work on the other side of this thing, I'll actually have killed this runner. So I'm going to leave that right there for now. By the way, guys, I'm working until around 7:30. Then I'm going to get ready to go celebrate my daughter's birthday. Pick up the file. Hey, Tom, good morning. You're not solo. We're with you in spirit, whether or not. That's a good thing, remains to be seen. Yeah, well put, Ray. Thank you for those kind words. That's really well done. Remember, my cat is an absolute unit. The amputated one with the wheels. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you had one. This is the second time she tried to assassinate me. Oh my God. Hold it a second. E, was this caused by a cat? Oh my. What's going on, Tom? Dude, that's a cat you may have to have a very stern conversation with. Like, we're finding you another home. You're at work? Ugh. Tom, I hope you're being really well paid. And I know really well paid is a sliding scale. Because what I think might be really well paid, you might think is like it's a trifle. I hope you're really well paid. She's saying full speed at my ladder. Wow, dude. E, how high up were you? I mean, gutters are usually depending on the size of the house. Oh my. One, two. Where's number three? Right in the corner there. Three. Is early six figures well paid? Hey, Chris, good morning. How are you? She ran full speed. Again, I'm not asking for details, and I wouldn't expect you to give them to me. Early six figures? I don't know. As a bonus, maybe. If you want me to work on a Sunday. Yeah. We can table this conversation for another time, Tom. And again, you don't even have to go into it because it's that's a very personal thing. Pink Pony Club on 11. And lots of screaming. Tell the kiddo congratulatory solar orbit completion. I will do so. Thank you. I guess around 11, 13 feet. That's wow. 11, that's not terribly high, but high enough. And she hit the ladder with such force that it caused you to fall over. Wow. How big is that cat? I mean, was she just going like full steam ahead? And may I make a recommendation, E? Just a shot in the dark. Maybe you don't want to. I don't know what she got in there for, like a V6, a V8. Oh, jeez. Right, stop. Is she motorized? V12 probably. Yeah, dude. If that cat on wheels came like screaming at the ladder, either the ladder was precariously perched, or that cat came in with like such force. First of all, how did the cat not kill herself? She's like two rice bags with a need for speed. That's awesome. He's got He-Man's Battle Cat. Didn't you see the pictures? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. The mass and momentum. Yeah, I think so too. Wow. Like, still a lot of momentum. Yelling at us, don't make me turn this live stream around. Yeah. This thing, oof. There's definitely some age being shown on this thing. And the way some of the molding is coming together. There we go. This part's going to take a little bit of time. Well, I guess she almost did get herself killed to be put on wheels. Yeah, that's true. But I'm assuming the ladder didn't come down on top of her, or you didn't come down on top of her. Man. You know, they make horror movies about pets like that. I'm going to spend the entire morning. Where is Nick here? I don't think Nick is here. He's probably recovering from yesterday or something. I just can't escape sanding. Just going to say it. I just can't escape sanding. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Refer to feeding times as meals on wheels. Nice. The size they are describing, the cat definitely would have tanked it anyways. Oh God, yeah. A little ladder is nothing compared to her chunk. Wow. Well, yeah, I'm gonna certainly pass on. First of all, again, hope you're. Now, are you waiting to see a doctor, or are you still at the hospital, or are you home now? But I'm gonna certainly. My older daughter is quite the cat fiend, so I'm gonna certainly let her know about your experience. I think she'll find it uh, heartbreaking and amusing at the same time. There we go. All right. Did I get this little piece? Yeah, I'm just gonna. Actually, that probably won't be seen. Let's see what happens. All right, so we got. Trying to just break out. Oh, I did the wrong side. Oh, fuck. Of course, I did the wrong side. A4 and A1. I grabbed A3. That's fine. I'll just grab A2. Later, Space Orange. Later, Joe. Have a good day, brother. Hope you feel better and have an enjoyable Sunday. Got a cast and waiting my wife to pick me up from her work. Oh, man. Bingo. On my day off, too. Oh, man. See, that's the problem right there, E. One thing that you should probably not do. Don't do like housework on your day off. Save it for a work day. All right. Alrighty. I can do that. Don't understand why, but I can do that. I'm assuming that must be a part that gets replaced with... Nah, not assuming anything. Hey, Keel, good morning. What's going on, brother? Is that why cats are the root of all evil? How's the dendro looking? So I'm working on this. I got sort of the ass end of this thing mostly kind of done at this point. It's coming. Hey, Richie, good morning. What's going on, brother? Glad I'm caught up with y'all. Me too, Keel. Me too. By the way, Keel, we are going to be in your neck of the woods again I think the last week of June, I think is what it is. Same competition like we did 2 years ago. So maybe this time around we'll have an opportunity to hook up. And I need to get a P10. Do I even have... Oh, God. I hope I don't have to get another runner. I don't think I have the P runner in here. Q. No, I do. Oh, God. Thank God. Excuse me. So would you say we should expect that to be fully customized in 20 years? That sounds about right, Tom. Might as well have to try and meet up. Yeah, exactly. That is my hope as well. My daughter has, let's see, 2 solos and 4 group dances, and we're going to be there for the majority of a week. So my hope is, yeah, we'll actually have time to meet up. Tired, lol. The build event was a blast. 80 plus people came. Ooh, that's awesome, Richie. That's great, Richie. And how many hell of an orgy, Richie? Yeah, exactly. How many people were new, or was this like a lot of established people a week? That's awesome. Yeah, that's I think we got there like a... I gotta look back because the event I think starts on either a Monday or a Tuesday, and it basically goes through the whole week. Wow, that's a lot of people. I don't need to do that. That I need to do. In fact, I don't think I need to clean up this part at all, but let's see what we got. I just wish I had time to go to the event. Yeah, really. Yeah, you decided to work instead, Tom. Fool. I wouldn't say cats are the root of evil. Witch. Did I just do that again? I probably did. It was mixed. We were in an area with little shops, so we had foot traffic, plus we had our vendor too. Nice. Who was your vendor? Except for that chunky girl. They're the roof of all evil. Good morning. Hey, Dwayne. What's going on, Dwayne? Welcome, welcome. She feeds on souls. Exactly. Which runner? P runner. Let's see. Did I actually pull the wrong one off? I probably did. P. Yeah, I did. Stupid. Forgot I'm working on the second larger part, not the first one. Last night, fly home tomorrow. Nice. What are you guys doing for tonight then, Dwayne? What do you guys got planned? It's kind of cool. It's my first weekend home in a month after my father passed. Oh, Keel, I am so sorry to hear that. Dude, my condolences to you, man. I am sorry. I hadn't seen you in a while. It's kind of like, I haven't seen Keel in a while. I'm really sorry, man. May I ask, it sounds like you've been gone for a week. Was he not in the area, Keel? Get Chinese food. Nothing excited because kids drink in the hotel room and send Instagram reels to each other. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, kids, you want to go do something? No, we got our phones. Got some chores to do that I need to get to my hobby area back together so I can build. Yeah. Man, my condolences. So, Keel, can I ask, and again, you don't have to answer at all, is your mother still alive as well? And how's she doing? You don't hop on IG anymore. You don't see the news from there. I don't. They're 2 and 6, so they'll be out before 9. Yeah, yep. Yeah, okay. They're youngins. Down by Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay. Oh wow. Not too far, but still. All right, let's crack these things. No. I'm very happily off of Instagram. Don't give a shit. I am, as I said earlier, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. There we go. She's doing better now. A lot of the ups and downs the last few weekends. Yeah. Now, Keel, is she going to be staying down there, or is she going to be coming up your way? Oh man. Ugh. Side panel. Pop Curator is our group vendor. We were all fronts and spoke to the general manager of the band I crossed through. We will be in talks to set up an event in the store soon. Nice! That sounds awesome, Richie. Staying, all her sisters are down there. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So she definitely has some family that she can still stay with. That's great, Keel. That's great. That's great. Anyway, again, my condolences, Keel. That this, you get to an age where you just understand that's just the way it is. These things happen. Nobody lives forever, and you try to remember all the good times that you had with people. I said it many times. I think my dad daily, and he's been gone for what, 15 years now? No, he's almost 60, 16 years. It is 16 years. Every day. So grateful for all these opportunities coming our way. Yeah, that's awesome, Richie. I'm really happy for you, brother. That's great news. And may it continue. May it continue. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Definitely part of life. Yeah. Just got to remember the good times. In fact, very shortly, I'm going to probably have to see if I can pull out some of the old videotapes that my dad had made, and see if I can get some of them transferred over, first of all. Digitize them. Hey, Lucas, good morning. What's going on, brother? All right, gotta get going. Y'all have a good one. Charles, you too, brother. Thanks much. Hope you have a nice, restful rest of your day. Or at least you don't let the kids totally torture you. Going fishing today. Brooklyn IPMS showed up too. Ooh, the Brooklyn Imps. IPMS, nice. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. I want to go down there and hang out with those guys. Hang out with Bob and Julio. You know, as we become a bit more, as we're becoming empty nesters, and me, as we become empty nesters, my hope is that we'll have a little bit more time to do stuff like that. You know, I mean, it's going to be a little tougher with my wife not being around, so you know, a lot of weekends are going to be spent where I'm not, when I'm available, just to head up to Maine. At the same time, I would like to try to do some more stuff. Yuck. It's a massive number right there. Anyway, it is Sunday. I asked a little bit earlier, but I'll ask again. Can't confirm kids are very expensive. Oh, yeah. Very financially and time-wise. Oh, hell yeah. Now, having said that, you know, given that I spent yesterday at my daughter's last regional competition, you know, we've been doing it for 11 years. You know, I'm gonna miss it. Because watching her on stage has always been one of the thrills of my life. I love watching her. She's great. But it'll be nice to be able to do some of my own stuff as well. I picked up a 30-minute fantasy kit. I want to see what it's about. Cool. Congrats. End of an era. End of an era indeed, yeah. She's gonna be starting university in the fall. Now she will be on the dance team there, and they do have 2 competitions. One's going to be in Philadelphia next January, and the other one is going to be in Florida probably February timeframe, maybe January. So we'll be definitely going to see her for that. My older daughter, as she continues to get more vested in roller derby, I'm curious to see if she makes the team. I'll be definitely attending those games. I enjoy the first 30 minutes. Figure it'll be fun to paint when I get back. Yeah. I saw one mission kit recently that looked kind of interesting. I don't remember where I saw it now. Might have been on Mecha Warehouse's site. That was kind of cool. Maybe Gundam Planet. They do look interesting, that's for sure. Almost there. Wow. I'm just removing both a nub and a mold line as well. Okay, George, I'm going to get ready to go food shopping. All right, sounds good, Richie. Have a great rest of your Sunday, my friend. I'm really happy that the event went great yesterday. We'll need to catch up at some point on that. All right, we are done with that. This should be ready. That should be ready. Good morning, Mike. Doing well. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Sunday. Lucas is going fishing. That's nice. Lucas, is this going to be after church, I assume? And where are you going fishing, and what are you fishing for? And if you say fish, I said, are you going after church? And then secondly, what are you fishing for? And if you say fish, or even better yet, if Ray says fish, all right, that's good. Cats. Nice. Well, thank you. The start of yard work is upon us. Ugh, not really looking for. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it this year either. I'm gonna do a little bit of raking, not today, but starting this week, and then getting some of the. Just got to get some lawn mowing done, but it's not that important to me right now. We're not even close to being done on this thing. Primarily bass, largemouth. Nice. No skipping church. Neighbor has limited time. You're skipping church. Ooh. Aquatic creatures. Cats. Wow. All right, we got those on. Now let's see what's next. D1. Do I have a D runner in here? I have no idea. Let's take a look. Nope, I think we don't. I think we have to break out another runner. Ugh. This is box number... Yeah, this has got to be it. I'm only going to break these out as I need them. Can't even read what the hell. Why? D. Churches wherever we gather friendship. You know, Lucas, I don't disagree with you one bit on that. Yeah, that box. Oh, yeah. How many boxes? There are 2 boxes that size. And just for reference, that's my hand. I've already opened up the first one. Yeah. This thing is bordering on, this is why I'm working on it in here, because this is like the one space I have where I can leave stuff out. And I actually have room enough to work on something. But it is, this thing is a mess. Like, I mean, again, putting my hand next to it, I mean, this is not a small thing. Huge. All right, what are we doing? D2, D1. Okay, let's get one of these things off here. We'll do... Which one? D1? Yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah. You know, as much as I love Star Trek quite a bit, I really don't have much interest in building a Star Trek kit. I don't know why. And I love the ships. Between service and church. I guess ultimately there isn't. In truth, first of all, hey Robert, what's going on, brother? In truth, I don't think there really is much difference. Church is theoretically where people congregate. You know, there's I think a misbelief that it's about a building, and the answer is no, not really. It is a building, but it is not the primary goal. Church is wherever you go to, you know, congregate with others. Morning, Robert. Robert, how you feeling, brother? I know you were a little under the weather, if memory serves. Well, I meant more logistically. Oh. Logistically. I'm not sure I can answer that. Tired, but Dad got through Operation okay, so that's what matters. Yeah, exactly. Very happy to hear that. Very, very happy to hear that, my friend. That stuff can take a toll. May not get to both sides of this today because I do need to start getting ready to get stuff going for my daughter. Granted, she's sleeping in this morning because she did have a long day. I ask about the difference between church and service because I'm Catholic. Going to church is going to mass for us. Yeah. It's the same thing. In that regard, it's kind of the same thing, I would imagine. But as Lucas, I think, rightfully said, it's, ultimately church is wherever you go to be closer to God. And where that is doesn't really matter. It's not necessarily a physical building. Yeesh. It's kind of my belief, too. My view, the church extends past the four walls of a building. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. All right. Let's throw this part on. And then we throw on... Did I forget something? I think I did. I forgot a couple parts. Oh, scheisse. Well, we'll add them on in a second. I gotta go get my ride. It's here. Already, get some rest, brother. I'm sorry to hear about your accident. I hope you feel better soon and recover. And you give that cat a once over. He lives in Mass, so that's kind of close. Kind of close. Tony, what's going on, man? Welcome. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm not sure if this thing will ever come apart again, but we will figure it out. Well, I'm not going to church this morning. I'm missing service, not my ability to fellowship and draw closer to God. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you 100% with regards to that, Lucas. This does not want to snap in now. Why don't you want to snap in? What am I doing? There it goes. And this is, again, I'm not going to overthink this thing and get it all, because it's going to have to come apart at some point. Do I plan on taking it apart? Yep. Morning, team. Morning, Tony. What's going on, man? How are you? Tony, what's the good word, my friend? What's the good word? All right. E8. That's this thing right here. Let's see if I can kill a runner. That's what she said. That's what she said. Nice. Tony, were you at the Bandai event that Richie was telling us about earlier? 3-Best Trek kits are the newest ones. Sorry for the delay. You have to do a lot of work to those older kits to make them. Yeah. I've got a couple of the older ones. I don't know. I must have acquired them when I was a kid. But I do have some of the older ones. I think somebody's waking up, which means my wife is probably going to need me to start getting stuff ready, which is A-okay with me. Where the hell does that go?
Hi.
Hi.
Do you want to go to the grocery store?
I do. Give me 5 minutes just to get myself 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna start packing up right now. Just gotta find where this thing goes. Tis that time. Ooh, right there. I love always love the look. The refit, which who was it? That was James King. He did the Enterprise refit and did a phenomenal job on that. I don't know if it survived because I'm kind of reticent to ask. He may have lost that model and a lot of his models in the Palisades fires. I think he lives in what was it, Altadena area. That's sad if true. Yeah. Yeah. And he is such a great modeler. Trying to remember what he goes by. What's his name on YouTube and Instagram? But he is such a okay, here's the thing. He's not only a phenomenal modeler, he is also one of the nicest people you will meet. He is just a truly kind individual. Like a genuinely kind individual. After the fire, what he was saying about the people he was thankful for again saving his life, his family's life. He's always had kind words for everybody. It's time to make a new one to replace whatever is lost. Exactly. And I think that's kind of like where he is with a lot of that. Gonna meet Sternbach at Wonderfest and get him to sign my TNG technical man. Ooh, that's kind of groovy. All right, last part's going on, and then we are calling it a session. It's one of these schnozzles. I can find. This is not the most manageable way of doing it, but it works, kind of, sort of. Hey, friends, long time no see. Red, what's going on? All right, last part. And then we are, like I said, calling it a morning session. So I got to get ready to do a last minute shopping and get some stuff for my daughter's birthday. Yeah. Polish, polish, polish. So you making the Dendro make me want to break open mine or the Neogeo? I would say do it, Tom. Dude, here's the thing. Even if you don't take it to full finish, build it. It's actually in some ways it's because it's so unique, right? It's really fun. Not gonna lie, it's a fun model. It's ridiculous in its scope, but it is a fun model. I don't know why they said put this thing in afterward. Probably should have put it in first. There it goes. Do it, Tom. Exactly right. See, listen to Dwayne. All right. Whoops. So this is coming undone. Special. You know what? Yeah. You know what? That's going to have to come apart. That piece is going to have to come off. And doesn't matter. I'm going to work on this later. More important things to do right now than work on a model. Been building the MG crystal body unicorn lately, and Mike, like, it doesn't have a lot of articulation, but it's really fun to build. Yeah, ultimately, isn't that what matters? I don't know. I'm not a big articulation guy. I can make anything articulate the way I want. The point is to put it into a position that I like and to have an aesthetic that's really cool. Hey, Nick, good morning, and time for me to roll. All right, guys. So Dendrobium is coming together slowly. I've got a little bit of a fitment issue I got to fix later on, but slowly but surely it's coming together. So with that, my friends, yeah, I figured. Daughter's birthday, precedence. Guys, go do good out there. Enjoy the day as much as you possibly can. Hey, Jaden, good evening. How are you? But go out there and do good. Brighten the world for somebody, please. It's a crazy mixed up world out there. So it's up to us to try to brighten it as much as we possibly can. You may have convinced me. Do it. Thank you. But do good. Make somebody's life a better life. Make somebody's day a better day. Put a smile on somebody's face. Don't make somebody's day miserable. All right. I know I say this a lot, but I really, from my core, believe it. Make it a good day for somebody. Do good. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace.